Welcome back to JB Trios Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2. Lee McDonald Jr., the Secretary.
Chris, Mr. President Woodmansee.
Mark, the Ancient Warrior Merchant.
Well, and it's just us three again, so no guests. We tried to get some guests, but had some family get together and we couldn't get them online. But we hope to have a good show for you tonight. We're going to go over the last 5 weeks. We're on week 5. We're moving on to week 6 now. And we have a really good start going on because, Chris, you wouldn't believe it, but guess who's in first?
Oh, my God. Is it the best team ever?
The best team ever. Mr. Woodmansee himself. There's your nickname right there. Mr. Woodmansee himself.
And I think they had 3 straight vacancies to get there.
Yeah, we did. It was
Are you going to have a vacancy next week, Chris?
Oh yeah,
next week.
It's going to be the real vacancy next week.
It's like Texas OU with Mark's team being Texas.
No, I'm Texas.
Yeah, Texas beat OU today. What was it, 49-0?
49.
Wow.
49-0.
Well, that rivalry's got nothing on the rest of the rivalry. We got Mark and Chris not only bowling heads up as a team, but bowling heads up individually. So there is a lot at stake, a lot on the line.
Yeah, and the lights will be on, and we'll definitely have to go live for that last game.
Yeah.
Because
I'm telling you,
no 9 pins will be missed that day.
The utter magic and the legendary podcast that we had from season 1, when y'all went heads up, it was glorious. I think we've relived that moment probably at least 5 to 6 episodes.
Yeah, so you'll have to better that, Chris. And you'll probably, knowing how things go with Chris's team, we'll probably finish it around 1:00 in the morning. So that last game we could go completely live.
Yeah, Chris's team is notorious for finishing last every week.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Is it lack of strikes?
I mean, I strike out all the time.
Well, I must give it to you. You did strike out a lot this past week. I think you had the highest series in the league.
Yep. Because I'm a baller.
So just to evaluate that matchup coming up, we'll discuss our matchups. So this will be the first matchup we'll go over. So Mark's team consists of his always reliable Kyle. Ron's going to be there. Mark's there. And the other side is going to be Chris and Brian, who are also together. But they added Christian this year. So it's all men. And unlike Camilla, who was there last year. So sizing up Christian against Kyle is going to be a great heads-up match. They're both about the same scratch-wise. I think Kyle's got the edge on him. So he's going to be giving up probably about 20 pins to Christian. And so just that heads-up match alone, if I had to say, I'd pick probably Christian to have the edge on that one.
What?
Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, Mark. I mean, he just wants to win. He's going for the winning team.
What? If Kyle was here, he'd be like saying,
"Oh hell no!"
Wait, you got to think. Christian, you started this league like a year ago with a 130 average. He's pushing 170 now.
He is.
I'll tell you though, if it'll be amazing if he isn't arrested driving that truck that he has before bowling.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Way there.
The truck is like illegal.
Yeah, I mean. The thing, you need a ladder to get in it.
That monster truck.
Yeah. I mean,
he showed us how he got in. He literally stepped on his tire and swing himself up to his seat.
Can he even see over the steering wheel? Because, Christian's not the biggest guy.
No, here's the weird thing. My head is where the tailgate is. Standing up behind it.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's that high.
No, he's not exaggerating. It's really fucking high.
If I was standing behind his truck, he backed up, the tailgate hit my face.
Oh God!
I mean, God, it's monstrous, and it's definitely gonna. You can't miss that driving to the bowling alley.
I saw that last week. I was wondering who that was. So we know it's Christian. Wow.
He might not make it if he's driving that thing.
Well, hell, I don't know who's going to stop him.
You were out there, and we all wanted Chris to make an attempt to try to get into the passenger seat.
No.
He wouldn't even try.
No.
Why not, Chris?
No.
I think he'd split his pants just trying.
I didn't want to embarrass Christian in his truck. I didn't. And there was no oh shit handle. So if I would have fallen, I would have hurt myself. Mm-hmm.
So
I'll tell you what, if I will say, if maybe here's what we'll do this week as a bet. If you lose to me, you got to try to get in that truck while I film it.
I think that is the best bet of the week.
And then fine. If you lose to me, the opposite.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going up on the website next week.
Yeah, we definitely got to put it on the website.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. The bet is on. That's Mark against Chris next week. So next would be Ron and Brian. That one's tough. Ron's definitely got him. He's probably given Brian about 20 pins. Although this year, I don't know. Ron hasn't been so hot. It might be actually heads up this year.
197 to 190.
Wow.
It's kind of fair because Brian, but he hasn't been hot for us either. Christian has been hot. Christian's hot. But yeah, he is due. Brian is due. Yes, you're right. When is that due? I don't know yet.
Well, I'm going to have to give it to Ron for just his experience in the league. Although Brian, last time y'all bowled heads up, Brian had the edge. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he bowls in that first shift and he's all warmed up for the later shifts.
Yep. And then he also prides Ron as a great bowler. So him being against him, he's going to keep his edge up even more because he knows what Ron can bring.
Yeah, because when you bowl your rival, just like in college, when you face your rival, you bring up your game.
Yeah, your game just increased for some odd reason. Like it's different. It's like way different.
Oh, I'm gonna have to give the edge on Ron. So it's pretty much down to the anchors, and the anchors are you guys. So I'm gonna let you guys think who's got the better edge.
No, you first. No, you first, Lee. You first.
All right, I'll go first. So Mark against Chris.
Yeah.
Average wise has to go to Chris. He's been bowling better scratch, we'll admit. But something happens to Mark when he bowls Chris. Something happens. He turns into Chris Barnes. He's basically gonna throw everything but the kitchen sink at you, Chris. So I'm gonna have to give, especially from previous sessions, I'm gonna have to give the edge to Mark on this one because he's gonna be getting pins for one. And second, he's one of the most competitive persons I know. So,
oh my gosh!
But I'm only basing it off of what y'all did last time y'all faced each other. So it could be rewritten. You can rewrite history.
You don't think that I'm not going to not let that happen again?
All right. So I'm going to let y'all take the floor now. What have y'all got to say to each other? Heads up.
Oh my gosh! Like Mark is going to pop a hip.
So, I might pop a hip, but I might still win.
Well, we know that there's one thing that Chris is definitely going to do more of than Mark, and we're going to guarantee you that he's definitely going to cross the line a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to factor that in.
He admitted himself. He said, "Yeah."
I feel again that this could come down to the 10 frame, and then we'll be hearing Chris afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, if it comes down to the 10th frame again, then let's just hope he doesn't leave another 9 pin.
No. It's going to be Strikeout City.
Well, it's definitely going to be the match of the year. So, what is that?
I mean, what place are you in, Mark? What place are you in?
Well, actually, after Rich destroyed us himself last week, we slid. But you know what? If you were bowling Chris, if you were bowling Rich last week, you guys would be sitting where we are.
Well, you know what's so fun? We did go against them before y'all. We went to them last week.
I tell you, they had Mike McNabb. Was it this week?
It was our old bowler, Mike McNabb, when he bowled with Kevin Cobb from 2019. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw him there. He was killing it.
Yeah, he bowled well.
He's a good bowler. And I think when you got that third guy there,
it makes a difference. You feel like I almost think when they're short Dwayne and they don't have somebody there, they feel like they're already out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
That's a loss. Yeah. Okay.
And I think when they got Mike Bowling there last week, I think they felt like, hey, we got a shot. And man, I'll tell you, Rich had it going. I mean, I hedged my loss because I put that guy in the brackets. So he won me some good money this past week. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I hedged. I had him in 3 brackets in King of the Hill, and he won them all. He won the 3 brackets and King of the Hill.
If I was in the King of the Hill and all that, I would beat him.
Yeah, probably. But
he beat you. He beat you one of the games. He beat you one of the 3rd games at King of the Hill. He had
Rich?
Yeah, Rich had you in one bracket. He had Neil in another bracket, and then the 3rd bracket he had me.
Yeah, he beat me in the 3rd game,
so I get the money.
So you got the money. You got first and second.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got me in the 3rd game, 3rd bracket. So I took $10.
Oh, that's right. It came down to the 10th. You needed to strike out.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So just like in season 1, Rich went off, and when he bowled Mark, he basically almost did the repeat. He bowled 188 pins over his average and made bowler of the week another time against Mark, just like the first time when he bowled over 200 over his average and shot 700 at that time.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah, he had a 824 with his handicap.
Yeah.
That's a damn good score.
He likes bowling, you guys, Mark.
Yeah, he does. He took home a pin. A pin got jammed in the ball return.
He did.
So when they dug it out, we honored him with it. He bowled so well. We just said, hey, this is yours, and he took it home.
There you go. He got himself a pin. So just to go over what we're doing or how we're doing, we heard earlier Chris's team's in first with 178 points. My team is in second.
That's all that matters, Lee. You don't need to speak no more.
We can stop right there.
Yeah, stop right there. That's it.
Well, that pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And my team is actually in second. We're tied for second with the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch is team 7. That, of course, is Neil, Jared, and Gil. They were supposed to form a super team, but there's not a guy on the team bowling over 200 now.
Yeah, and that's dangerous, though. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous.
Is.
Both your team, Lee, and the Brady Bunch are 25 back of Chris, but that team's dangerous. I mean,
all 3 of them are normally over 200, but they set such a low bar for the first 3 weeks when we froze our average that they are bowling with handicap for probably the first time in their lives in a long time, and it's going to be scary to see what they do the next few weeks. But they're tied for second right now. Then we got Boyer's Boys at 141, which is the winners from last year. Kiefer Boyer. Second place last year was David Pride, so they formed a team together this year. They brought on our former bowler that's bowled with us a few years ago, Patrick Manning. So those are the Boyer's Boys. And then, of course, in 5th place, we got Balls, our ever popular Mark and Ron and Kyle brought back their team from last year. They won the first half last year, and they hope to do the same this year. But if Chris has anything to say about it.
Yes, sir.
And then we got Pocket Pounders, which is the new team made up of Rick Connor and his son Caden and Logan Lewis, who defected from Kiefer Boyer's team and now has joined Rick Connor, and they're in 6th at 127. Good Frame Gentlemen, also a new team, but made up of former bowlers of Clint, who's bowled with us a few years ago. Good 190 to 200 bowlers, also doing that this year. And Greg, and who's that 3rd bowler we got? Oh, and they picked up a new bowler, Gary. Used to bowl Wednesday nights, now he's joined us. So they formed a team. And in 7th place, Good Frame Gentlemen. Or no, I'm sorry, that was them. Good Frame Gentlemen. 8th place, I'd hit that. Returning players from last year is Dwayne. Dwayne, Richard, and Trent. They just got done bowling Mark's team, and they whipped their ass.
Yeah, and where's Dwayne been?
He's been taking a couple weeks off.
Because I'm going to tell you, there's a guy, there's somebody who's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, once he bowls one more game, and no matter what that game is, he's going to be averaging in the 160s.
That's really dangerous because he's normally a 210 bowler.
Yeah, and that's going to be that's going to be highly dangerous. But let's just clarify it here for our listeners. if he does come back next week and bowls his first game, do you reset his average?
That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to have to get with the president of the USBC on that one, Tom Turner. And I always, when I have a question like that, I send him a text. And so he's going to give me the answer to that. I believe you do.
I believe
because as the rule states, after 9 games, your averages go current. So he's got 8 games now. So he bowls 1 game, and after game 9, they unfreeze, and it'll go from 206, which was his last year's average in JB Trio. He'll go to his current average, which is like 160 something. So it's going to be scary. And guess who bowls them? Of course, my team bowls them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this upcoming week with him.
Yeah, and I believe that is the case.
Yeah,
but he has to be here.
True.
He hasn't been here.
That's true. He does have to come back. So he's taking a few weeks off, but he's due to come back. We'll see if he shows up.
And the good thing is we don't reset the bracket.
Yep, that's true. If he bowls and gets in the brackets, there's no such rule in the bracket. So he's still got to use his 206 average throughout.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll bring a yellow carpet and it's going to be like a brick road. And it's going to be a brick road. And hopefully he's on a lollipop deal.
Oh, God.
He'll come back to us.
Yeah, I remember he was a guest of ours. I think it was season 1, episode 9 or 10, somewhere in there. And we were joking a little bit about his height. He's not the tallest guy in the world, but he has fun with us about it.
Bring him a gold.
He's got a pretty mighty backswing though for a small guy.
He does. We got a video of him bowling 300 on our website, so he's no flimsy when it comes to bowling.
He's got a backswing.
That he does. And go over the last team that we've got currently in 9th, Ricky and Mike Henderson, Mike Ensline. Those guys come back. They lost Christian to Chris's team, but they picked up Ricky. So they got Ricky and the 2 Mix are on that team. And unfortunately, they're in last. They're at 70 points, but they're hoping to bounce back. I know Ensline started out real low. He's already back in the 150 range, so he's been doing pretty good for that team. And so is Henderson and Mike. So the schedule for next week is, of course, Mark against Chris's team. Oh, go ahead.
So you're saying that Christian dumped the right team to be with the good team?
He defected, just like when you lost Phil and who's the other guy?
Phil and
Jake, when they defected.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Christian could have been with Michael Ensline in that team in last place.
Well, he wanted to be with the clown posse.
Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah.
That clown posse's in first place.
Because I think he wanted the man hugs.
Hey, it's working. Hey, we're in first place. Whatever works, it works.
Give him a great big man hug this week before you bowl.
We do that every day.
That'll be the man hug inside the monster truck.
Yeah, I see you guys. You guys all get in a circle, hold each other's hands, and jump up and down. I've seen you do that.
Hands. So that's who's bowling each other is Mark against Chris this week, 23-24. Then we've got Rick Connor's team. They're bowling the Bacon team. They actually may not be there this week. They said they may be out of town, so they're going to pre or post bowl that spot. Then we've got Team 7 against Team 2. That is the Brady Bunch against Good Frame Gentlemen, so they'll be bowling heads up. Team 6 against Team 9. That'll be the Boyers Boys, Team 9 against Ricky's team. And then, of course, we talked about my team bowling against Dwayne's team with the handicap change. So that's what we got coming on week 6.
While we're at it, since I dominated both you boys last year and picks of the week, why don't we get right into it? I mean, as you went over the schedule, it's Team 5 and Team 8. So it's Chris's team versus my team.
That's right. So let's go. Let's do a proper intro. We're doing it again. Beat Mark's Picks Season 2. We're going to do it, and we're going to do the picks. It's basically just us picking each individual team each week, each podcast, and we'll keep a track till the end of the season, and whoever's got the most points is the winner. And
what?
To recap,
what's the inning?
We'll have to figure that part out later on. Just to recap last year, Mark, of course, retained his top spot as Beat Mark's Picks. He was in first place. I was in second, and bringing in the rear was Chris.
And this year, if you end up being under 500 in your picks, you got to give the other 2 guys $10 each.
That might be a given.
On top of the winnings? On top of the winnings?
Yeah.
How about it? I agree.
Yeah.
And included in addition to Mark's picks, we've also decided to incorporate an NFL picks, a weekly picks. Now we haven't been keeping track of the season wins, but for the last 2 weeks, Mark won the first week and Chris won the second.
And if we were keeping track of the total, I know that I'd be ahead because the second week I tied Chris in wins. Just didn't have
ahead by one. You'll be ahead by one.
Didn't have the right total.
You'll be ahead by one.
Yeah, I would be ahead by one. Yeah, but I'm ahead.
That's ahead. Yeah, you beat Chris. Mark beat Chris by one game. The third week of the NFL, and they just had week 4, and Chris tied Mark, but he won the tiebreaker because who was it that played Monday night? It was San Fran and who?
The Rams.
The Rams, that's right. So San Fran and the Rams, they couldn't score enough points to give Mark the win on the tiebreaker. All they needed was a touchdown.
An interception killed him in the end zone.
It did. All they needed was a touchdown on the last drive, and they couldn't do it.
But I will say, to start this week, I am leading.
Oh, because, you picked the Colts.
Only guy.
You picked the Colts?
Yes.
The shittiest game ever.
Yep.
Dude, Russell Wilson literally replayed the Super Bowl when he was a Seahawks. But instead of throwing an interception, it was incomplete.
Yeah.
There you go. One up already. Get your money ready.
Yeah, you're lucky, Chris. You didn't pay Mark the first week. I guess you predicted you were going to win the second week, so you never paid him.
Yeah, but this week he's going to pay me, though. This week he's going to pay me.
Oh, well, what games was it, Mark, that had to be the deciding games?
It's, I think he's got Kansas City. I took the Vegas, Los Angeles. I took Arizona over Philadelphia.
What? Why are you picking the Cardinals?
I just got, I got hope in the Cardinals. I hope they can muster a few wins before they get.
What did you choose for the Cowboys game? What did you choose for the Cowboys game?
Oh, Cowboys are lost.
What?
I got the Rams winning that.
Oh, that's okay. I came back on that game. Cowboys gonna win that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I must admit the Cowboys defense when they played last week against the Commanders, they looked good.
You like the Cowboys this week?
Yeah.
Did you pick them?
I'll put money on that.
Deal. Did you pick them though, Chris?
What do you want? What do you want to bet?
$20.
$20. Okay, I'll take the Rams. You got the Cowboys.
All right. So far we've got the ride inside the passenger seat bet, and we've got the $20 NFL bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's a good thing we got this on tape.
Yeah. So Chris has the Cowboys, and Mark's got the Rams. I'm anti-Rams because of Stafford betraying the Lions, so I'm picking the Cowboys to win. Although in my real pick, I actually picked the Rams because I never bet with my heart, but I'm rooting for the Cowboys to win.
Smart man. Never bet with your heart.
That's right. So let's go for it. Team 5 against Team 8. I'll start off this. I kind of said it earlier. So I picked Christian over Kyle. I picked Ron over Brian, and I picked Mark over Chris. So that means that I've got to go with Mark's team.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm picking Mark right off the bat.
Wow, I thought we were friends. Wow.
I'm the secretary. I got to stay neutral.
Wow. Okay, go. Mark.
Well, I'm definitely taking Team 8, and that's my team. I'm sure that it's going to come down to the 10 frame, and Chris is going to choke it again.
Well, I am choosing, of course, y'all know, I am choosing Team 8.
What? No. Never bet with your heart?
Never bet with my heart, no.
Wait a minute. Come on. After all that talk, you're really not going to pick your own team?
No, of course I'm picking my team.
Okay, I was about to say. Man.
No. I just wanted to throw you off.
Jeez, man.
You just
all right.
Want to take another loss already.
So next we got Team 4 against Team 10. That is Rick going against the blind. I think it's safe to say we're all three going to go ahead and pick Rick's team.
If I'll tell you though, if they were to bowl on Tuesday, I would say no problem. But they come down there another night. You just never know what'll happen.
True. Very true.
It's always a different shot down there because if you're going to make up that match, it's always, since they close rather early after each league, it's almost like you got to make it up before a league starts, where you know that the lanes are going to be fresh.
Yeah. Well, to give you some insight, I think they said they will come up the following Wednesday night to post bowl. So I believe they will post bowl in the late shift after. So it'll be a similar shot to what we bowl on Tuesday when we follow the early shift.
Okay. Yeah.
So it might be a similar shot.
Yeah. So I'd have to stick with them.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure, Chris, you're going to pick them, not the blind.
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
So we're all a lock on that. Team 7 against Team 2. We got good frame gentlemen Clinton, Greg, and Gary going up against Team 7, the Brady Bunch, Neil and them, which we've all said is a dangerous team. Clint's good. He can hold his own. Greg has not been bowling great lately, but he's due for a good week. He's getting a lot of handicap. And then Gary, who is still actually, he just started week 3. No, excuse me, started week 4. So he is still under his locked average, which is 146, and he normally bowls 160. So they'll be getting some pins against Neil's team. But of course, as we spoke earlier, they're going to be getting a lot more pins than what they deserve or what they do normally bowl. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to give the edge to Neil's team.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
Very good. What you got, Mark?
Now, this is a tough one. I mean, if Greg is like, what happened to Greg last week?
Greg
threw a ball down.
Bad.
He broke a ball. He split the ball in half.
How bad did he bowl?
He bowled bad. He bowled 490.
Well, he probably didn't have his medication then, huh?
Probably not. So he bowled about 60 pins under his average.
I mean, really, I think this is a little closer than you could make it.
It's close. It is
really
close. I think both teams, there's not been many teams that have bowled over their average this year. A lot of teams bowled under because we started out on the low end this year. Now we've moved back to the high end. So a lot of teams are getting more handicapped than what they are accustomed to.
Yeah. Let me look at this for a second here. I just, they weren't Neil's team shot one good game last week, really. And I saw a little bit of Neil bowled pretty well. I guess I'm going to go with Neil and them. I guess I do. I mean, if it was maybe down the road a week or two, I would probably go with Team 2. But I'll go with Neil and them. But it's going to be a close one. I don't think it's going to be closer than you think.
They've got to break out of that slump. They're all three going to light it up one of these weeks, and I just hope it's not my team when they do.
No, it'll be against Chris.
they're waiting. Everybody,
we already bowled them.
That's right. That's right.
It.
Neil was all excited to bowl you, and then you didn't show up that week. That's what happened.
That's like it is every week.
No, wait a second. No, they haven't bowled you guys yet. What happened is I think they were scheduled to bowl you, but then we got another team in the league and it changed the schedule.
That's right.
That's what happened. They were scheduled to bowl you guys. And he was all excited and it was on 1 and 2. It was the week, but it was the schedule changed.
Yeah.
They ended up bowling Dwayne and those guys and it was on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Sounds like Chris paid off the alley or the center.
Yeah, so they still got you guys. They still going to be bowling you guys down the road.
I think so. And so next is 6 and 9. That is Ricky and Michael and Mike and Kiefer, David Pride, and
easy.
David.
Easy team. Kiefer Boyd all day.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give Kiefer his due because he bowled us 2 weeks ago, and out of 48 points, we took 1 point. So I'm going to give Kiefer the edge on this one. He himself, he's already at 220 average.
Yeah, he shot a low 550 game on me, so he's due. He wants it.
Yeah, you lucked out on that one.
Yeah, you did because he bowled a high 6 against Ron.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well, you know what? I bowled a high 6 on him.
So. I got to say the same thing. So we're looking at the last 3 picks. We all picked the same team.
So the underdog, my team, me beating Mark's, I win.
Yeah, that's where it stands right now. Unless our last match, which is Leland and Peyton versus Team 8. What is it? Team 3. Team 3. Which is
Trent,
Richard, and possibly Dwayne.
So with all those boulders and all that handicap they're going to get, and Rich, it's like he's coming home back to 31-32. He hasn't bowled on him since he bowled last time, which he bowled 200 pins over his average. So it's hard for me to pick my own team, but we've been on a roll, actually, kind of. Peyton's been bowling really good. I've not been bowling great. I've been just hitting average. Leland's been bowling good. So I'm going to have faith in my two boys. I'm going to pick my team.
Well, I hate to say it, but this to me is one of the easiest picks of the week.
We shall see.
Yeah, I'd have to go with I'd hit that. I mean, the scary thing is if Dwayne shows up, he shoots one game, his average resets, you're in trouble. But I still think but I still think Richard, and if he did anything, if he completes what he did last year, it wasn't like a 1 week and done. He bowled pretty well the next week as well. Yep. Maybe not as good, but I think sometimes you get in that zone. Yep. And it takes 3 weeks before you're out of it. So I think you're going to see Richard have another good week. So 158 average now. I still think he's got a lot of room there.
Yeah, he finished off the last year league with about 185 average.
Yeah. Started
up this year at 145 when the averages unfroze. He took the summer off, so he was rusty. And I think he basically, well, let me ask you, Mark, because you bowled him. I didn't pay this much attention. How many Brooklyns did he have?
Not a lot, really. He didn't he didn't really have a lot of Brooklyns. And I mean, they were solid strikes that he got. I mean, he killed the pins. But you know what? Trent struggled early on, and then he came out of it. And there's a guy that I feel is 20 pins better than what he's showing right now. Both him and Richard,
Yeah. If they bowl what they bowled last week and then Dwayne comes back, we got no shot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. 31-32 is a weird pair. You never know what you're going to get. And
I bowled great on it. So.
Oh, yeah. That's your favorite pair.
Yeah, the foul lights don't work on that pair.
Yeah, and you got busted this past Tuesday, Chris. Rick Connor busted you. He called you out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what happens? Logan had shown him. He said, "Look at Chris over there. Look at Chris," because he told the whole table. So it was Logan's fault.
Dang it!
That punk.
Well, the light didn't go on in that foul.
We've not heard one foul buzzer go off ever.
Yep. How can y'all prove that foul with no light buzzer?
Just ask Kyle. I think he's got a picture of it.
Posing.
He was
all right. Hey, look at that team.
What a foul was like.
That team scored hundreds every game last week. They're highly capable of doing that again.
They are.
So, like you said, 31-32 is not the greatest, but you guys are all, you're all going to be bowling together on the same conditions. So, I just think that team is dangerous right now. Just like Neil's team, I think, is a dangerous team right now with those averages.
Yeah,
those are teams you want to stay away from.
It'll be interesting. So, who you got, Chris?
Hi. It was a tough one, a little tough, man. Just a little tough, not like crazy, just a little tough. I was like thinking
a $5 steak.
I was thinking about it, and I bowled Peyton in the on 31-32. We were doing a sweeper, and this is when Peyton won, and he was unbeatable. So, with that being said, I am going to go with the woodmansees.
Hey, so we got you voting for us.
Okay, but I'll tell you, I agree that Peyton can be unstoppable, but he is carrying a 217 average right now. That's a pretty damn good average. So if he goes out and shoots a 650 series, which is a pretty good series for most people, that's just not that many pins over his average.
Yep, but I'm mostly relying that Richard and Trent will suck.
Yeah, Peyton, he's been on a roll. I think his low series for the season so far has been like 650. So he's already shot 700 this year, and I think he's due. He's definitely up there. He's 217 average, highest average in the league.
And you know what? If he did shoot a 650, he'd be one pin over his average.
Yeah. I think he shot 651 this past week.
Yeah. I mean, his average 217, that's a 6, what's that, 651.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So
nuts.
he's going nuts. So there you have it. Those are the picks. And we'll go over those results next week. So we'll be back with the podcast. We hope to do it weekly. And we'll see if Mark's going to retain his picks this year like he did last year.
Yeah, it'd be a crime if we had to change it to beat Chris's picks.
We'd have to come up with a special name.
Yeah, we would.
Mm-hmm.
Just beat Chris. Beat up Chris.
But we got to figure out who the woodmansee awards were for the beginning of the year and get our plaque going.
Yes, we talked about the first episode. We're making a special plaque. We've already let a lot of the guys know in the league. They know to try to not be on this plaque, but we've had 5 weeks and 5 winners so far. We're going to make sure to keep track of it each week. Thankfully, we got the scores each week. We know the winners of each week. So if your name is on that plaque, you can be on there more than once. And we're going to collect the names, put them on the plaque. We're going to collect pictures. We're going to get it all together for the center, and we're going to start like a Hall of Shame. So the woodmansee winners. Sadly, I don't remember the winner of this past Tuesday, but again, we all have it in the system. So we don't have the official answer right now. We do have it. So you're not being missed, whoever you are.
And I can assure you it's not me.
Me either.
I don't think you've ever done it before, Mark.
Nope. I came a hair close, but
You're very consistent.
yeah, either consistently bad or consistently good.
I was about to say, if you bowl like shit, you don't have any good games.
Yep.
But Chris, on the other hand,
I'm clean this week and this season.
this season of 5 weeks, but I'm talking about lifetime.
Oh yeah, like 3.
Only 3.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I may have hit it once. I can't remember. Maybe not.
I mean, the whole family's won it over in your place, Chris, right?
At least once, yeah.
Oh, it's definitely earned its name as the Woodmansee Award
definitely.
winner.
At least once. But you also got to think like Peyton won it a lot.
He has.
Leland won it a lot.
He's won it. I think he's won it multiple times. I don't think I've ever won it.
Well, once you do it, then it's in the family.
But you got to have a good game to do it. So that's probably why I haven't won it.
Man, I was afraid that last week on Tuesday I was going to end up getting it because I was shooting so high games. And I was like, "Fuck."
Hey, is there any interest in McNabb bowling in the league?
He is going to be subbing with us for a while, but he said he's going to be taking several weeks off in December, so he's kind of hesitating joining this first half. He may join us the second half if there's an opening.
Yeah.
I told him that I'm not sure about Dwayne, but if Dwayne happens to decide to quit, then he's always welcome to join that spot. I know Greg had a bad night last week, and we'll just wait and see what happens if we have an opening. But, of course, Michael is welcome to sub anytime. And if there's a spot open, he's welcome to take that spot as well.
On conditions, yes.
Yep. So we're happy to have him back. Got a lot of returning bowlers. We just lost a lot of bowlers from last year, though, which I was kind of sad to see. I was hoping to end up with 14 teams. We only got 10. And we ended up with no females on the league this year. So bowler of the week was the male was Richard, of course. We talked about him. He bowled 188 over his average against Mark's team. And so he's our lone bowler of the week this week.
Who was the bowler of the week before that? Do you know?
That was Christian. Christian bowled over his average a big time, but he also happened to be the Woodmansee Award winner because he had that great game, but he also followed up with a lousy game.
Yeah, a 120.
So it's like 220 to 120, something like that. But he was bowler of the week last week, and then Richard this past week. We should do something, I think, for bowlers of the week as well, but I think the Woodmansee prize and award is so prestigious, it just deserves all the glitz and glamour. So
The
stick with that.
The accolade. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I think that's about puts a wrap on this thing. Anybody else got anything to cover?
NFL Woodmansee Play of the Week. I haven't gotten the Woodmansee.
Well, we probably will be going live this Tuesday, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a big night, grudge match week. We'll have to hopefully relive our fun that we relived last year on grudge match week, Mark versus Chris.
What if Mark gets a Woodmansee award?
During your week? During grudge match week?
During during the grudge. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I mean, what do you guys say about that? You guys want to put something on that?
That would be devastating.
Like, what if Mark comes out with a 220 game and then follows it up with a 140?
No, he only does that against my team.
Yeah. Look, I do that in other leagues, but Tuesday night, no.
No, not against Chris. I don't think he's ever bowled a bad game against Chris in his life.
There's always a first for everything.
Yeah, there is.
You guys want to make it interesting. You got 2 bets already. What's the third bet going to be?
I don't know. Well, we already have a bet of whoever gets a woodmansee first. Yeah. So it's just like, man, what if he gets it tomorrow? I'm just saying.
Well, you guys, what was the bet again about riding in the monster truck if you beat each other heads up?
If our team beats his team,
team.
Yes,
all right,
team.
so that's the bet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah. The team. So once we win by 20 to his 20.
Wow. So you're projecting the score even 28-20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty short. I was thinking like we would win by like 38 to
dang, no.
Wow.
10.
No.
What's the handicap difference? Is Mark's team? I'm thinking Mark's team's getting the handicap, aren't you?
No, we're giving 19.
Ooh,
we're giving 19. They're not.
That makes me rethink my pick.
Really?
Same.
Go ahead. You can redo it.
Nah, I'm gonna stick to it.
You need to because Lee, I want you to win. I want you to win. So
you were about to pick Mark's team.
No, I would just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We knew you really wanted to, and then he was putting all the pressure on you to change your pick.
Well, it's gonna be a fun week. I can't wait. So, and no subbing before, Chris. Last time you played Mark's team, you subbed in the league in the early shift just to get the edge on him.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be 2 straight weeks that we could go live, right? Because the week after that, he'll be bowling you, Lee.
Yeah, I'll be bowling against Chris. And Mark, you guys will be bowling Team 8 again. Oh, you're on 31-32 against wait a minute, that can't be right. You guys Team 8 against Dwayne again?
No, let's see.
Team 2. That's Good Frame Gentleman, Clint.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Clint and Greg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll be bowling against Chris the next week. He'll probably save all his good bowling for then.
What if I beat Mark's team by a landslide? That means we're just a hot team.
If you solidify yourself,
place. And if you guys do beat us by a landslide, this league might be down to like 8 teams instead of 9.
It could be. There could be some teams that defect after Chris wins.
Oh, it'll bring the pussies out.
Well, if Mark's team wins and makes it more interesting for the league, we could be looking at what do they call it? Not a prequel, but a like a match. It could be a rematch for position round.
Yeah. Do we have
the first half?
How many position rounds we have? We have 2 in each half.
Should be 4 total, 2 for each half.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
So we'll be having a position round on week 9. It's basically every 9 weeks. So 9, 18, 27, and 36.
Be the first time that Chris doesn't bowl the vacancy team every position round.
It would be the first time. You're right.
I know. I think it's like we could say they've had a pandemic since the last time that Chris's team didn't have to bowl a position round.
Yeah. Think of us, my team, as the Browns. We had a crappy season back to back, but we finally got some players.
Yeah.
Where this is our year.
You picked up Christian. It was like the high.
Yeah, Christian is like our Nick Chubbs. Right?
He was like a high free agent profile pick for you. So
exactly, he was our rookie draft right there.
Or maybe like the Cowboys. The Cowboys been sucking, and now they're back.
Yeah. They got
rid of Dak.
Christians are Michael Parsons.
There you go. Or they got rid of Dak and they got the redhead.
Yeah, Cooper.
Well, let's hope Christian makes it down there this week after driving that monster truck.
You got to call the cops on him.
Yeah, you know what? Since you're saying this, I'm actually going to call him and say, "Hey, take your wife's card."
Yeah, he should really. I'm not lying. That thing, he catches all the attention with that thing going down.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
lights and
go.
everything.
You gotta have them tell them to bring the wife and kid up, and that'll help. Give
I know one
edge.
thing. I'm going to have him. This week, I'm going to have Chris get in behind the vehicle, and then I want to see if he can see him through the camera or anything in the truck.
Oh yeah. So if you beat him heads up, Mark, that should be the bet.
Yeah.
So if the team wins, he's got to get in the passion. But if you beat him heads up, he's got to drive it.
Yeah, I mean, if I stood behind the back, like I said, the tailgate hit my face. But Chris, I think the whole thing would just go on. He'd go underneath it.
Oh. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to our season. So season 3, episode 2 of the fall of Derby Trios. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know we've been slacking, but we will stay more consistent going forward. Tune in for next episode 3, when we find out who won. Of course, my team. I mean, there's no assuming that. So, yes, again, tune in to know who actually won the game. And if you do not tune in, you will see a 9-pin in your future.